Yes, y'all. From the Dave Campbell's Texas Football Mothership here in beautiful Lewisville, Texas. It's Texas Football Today, a show with live programming. My name is Greg Tepper. I'm the managing editor of Dave Campbell's Texas Football magazine, texasfootball.com, a corresponding website. Thank you for spending part of your day with us. Whether you're watching us on texasfootball.com, Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, all the places, or you listen to us on the podcast, which you can subscribe to on the podcast vendor of your choice. Either way, thank you for doing your part to support your local, mediocre internet show. I am sitting over there at the helm today, making us sound good. She's the Duchess of the Dorks. She's Miss 305, the Prime Minister of Thanksgiving, Ashley Pickle.
Hi, friends.
Hi.
Happy game day.
Happy game day. Today is Friday, December 8th, 2023. It is, he can do math, 356 days until Thanksgiving. Happy birthday to Aaron Hardigan.
Yes.
Today's Aaron Hardigan's birthday. The 8th is Aaron Hardigan's birthday. Happy birthday. It's episode 1707. On today's show, folks, it's Helpful Honda Mailbag Friday. We're answering your questions about high school football, college football recruiting, lifestyle, romance, travel, all the things you got. Let us know what you would like us to talk about. We will be going up we'll go about half hour today. So, hey, Pickle. Do we first four through the door?
We do, because we're actually live. Jersey number 69, Tony H., Aaron Arbuckle, and Ed McElroy. Welcome in, fellas. Also, shout out to the people saying free Max in the comments. I don't think you fooled anybody, to be honest.
Anyway, we are live. Hi, it's 12:02 on Friday, December 8th. Wait, free Max? From what?
From his crib.
No.
Yeah, the people are getting it trending.
No.
Free Max.
Don't. Because all you're going to do is bring back Max Thompson, and nobody wants that, including Max Thompson. All right, it's Helpful Honda Mailbag Friday. We're answering your questions about high school football, college football, recruiting, lifestyle, romance, travel, all the things. And it's brought to you by who, Pickle?
The Helpful Honda Mailbag Friday. The North Texas Honda dealers want to help you score an award-winning Hondas like the rugged and reliable 2024 Honda Ridgeline. You can visit them at ntxhondadealers.com or go visit your Helpful Honda dealers.
Sorry, we botched that, so let me just tell you, we love you, Honda. North Texas Honda dealers.
Correct.
They're here to help. All right, if you got questions about high school football, college football, recruiting, lifestyle, romance, travel, let us know in the comments. We'll go up until 12:30. Okay, about last night. 5 state championship games or state semifinal games last night. 2 state championship games set. Let's start with you.
Yes.
You were at one.
I was.
You went to the Star to watch Brock and Malakoff in a absolute heater.
It was awesome. Worth the price of admission. We went out there. We were really excited about that game. I had seen Malakoff once before. I saw him in the regional semis when they played Grandview, and I walked away incredibly impressed. We've watched a lot of Brock football this year on Texan Live, so it was interesting, and we were curious to see how it was going to end up, and it ended up being an absolute banger. They were tied 31-31 with about a minute and 29 seconds left when one of the most insane defensive plays I've seen all year. Brock's quarterback dropped back in the pocket, and a swarm of Malakoff defenders came and just one of the guys, Carter Yates' new favorite player, absolutely blew him up. The ball popped out, and then big man comes, scoops it up in the air, and just hauls butt on the way back.
So I was watching that game on NFHS Network when that play happened, and I don't know if that's a fumble or a pass, but it doesn't matter because the big man had the hands.
I'm going to be honest.
It's close.
It's very close. I think it was a fumble because I don't think his arm was in forward motion.
Yeah. To be clear, it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
The decision was taken out of the officials' hands because they correctly ruled that the guy caught it because he did, very obviously. And then he rumbles down to like the 15.
Yep. And then they have a good play to get them about to the 2-yard line. And this was when it was funny because this was at the time we were like, "What are you doing?" very much on purpose, I think, by Malakoff to not score. Because they're right on the 2-yard line, and the running back seemingly almost just kind of falls down.
Brock calls their last timeout.
Brock had to call their last timeout, which made perfect sense because we're sitting there beforehand, and our friend Goof was with us, and he goes, "Do you call a timeout on this one?" And we said, "Yes, you absolutely need to call a timeout to give you a little bit of time to hopefully be able to return it if they score quickly." Well, they would have scored, and there would have been about 45 seconds on the clock had they scored on the first attempt from the 2-yard line.
Give a ton of credit to Jamie Driscoll.
Yeah,
and to Mike Jones. Who? Mike Jones.
Yeah, because he got to the 1 and fell down. So that way the clock ticked down to 19 seconds by the time that they scored. And that gave Brock 19 seconds. They had an unbelievable chance to score. They made it back down to about the 42, and then they let it rip, and it was an incomplete pass.
Nothing you can do.
But unbelievable heads-up play because they would have given Brock almost an entire minute to have a chance to score. So
and the way that offense was cooking in the second half, that might have been enough.
Ish was sitting there and he goes, "Tush push, you're not close enough for a tush push. What was that?" And I was like, "That was like a tush shove."
No,
and then we went, "Wait a second, that was totally on purpose."
You watch the replay and Brock players are like falling down. They're like, "Nope." Like they're just like
trying to let him
themselves
go
out of the way to be like, "No, please score." Because we want the ball back. And a heads up coaching by Jamie Driscoll and heads up play by Mike Jones. And Malakoff's through to the state championship game.
It was a blast. Literally a blast.
And Malakoff will play the Franklin Lions, who beat Edna 52-14 in a game that honestly wasn't that close.
No.
It was 38-0 at halftime.
Yeah.
Franklin
rolled.
The machine is online, folks.
We mentioned it yesterday on WTF. The issue with it was Franklin is so fast, and Edna's really powerful, and speed wins in Region 3 versus Region 4 almost every single time.
And the scheme was working. Their defense is nasty. That Franklin defense has peaked right now, and their defense is really, really good. And so they are back in their 4th state championship in a row. They've won 22 of their last 23 playoff games. And that one loss, by the way, is essentially a Hail Mary loss to Canadian.
Yep, in the state championship.
In the state championship game. What an unbelievable job Mark Fannin and company have done. And so it is Malakoff and Franklin Thursday afternoon at AT&T Stadium on Bally Sports Southwest. Ted Emmerich on the call. Me on color. I'm so excited. My gosh.
This is easily – I know we still have a lot more games, but even looking at like – possible matchups, this is going to be the game that I am just looking forward to. Locked in. It's going to be so good. I really think so.
3A Division 2. Tidehaven 20, Dangerfield 14 in overtime in a defensive masterpiece.
Unbelievable. Chase Snyder was on the call for that one, and he texted or tweeted at us and said, "This is genuinely the most fun 7-0 game at halftime."
It was 7-0 at half.
That I've ever called.
Chase Johnson had scored to put him up 7-0. It's 7-0 at half. First half flew by. It was done in like 40 minutes. Second half, I believe Tidehaven pulls even. Dangerfield scores to go ahead. Tidehaven takes to the air and hits Joseph Dodds on a wheel route in one of the better catches you may ever see considering the circumstances.
It was fantastic.
A dime, and he hauls it in on the wheel route to tie it. They go to overtime. Tidehaven's defense comes up with a stop, and then Joseph Dodds in for the score, and Tidehaven's through their first state championship game since 1980 when they played to a scoreless tie with Pilot Point and were co-champs. Matagorda County's coming to AT&T Stadium. The thriller from the killer is coming. And let me tell you, they're bringing that defense with them. And that defense is stout. They just took on a high-powered, high-octane Dangerfield team and snuffed them out. That was impressive stuff from David Lucio's squad. I'm really excited to see Matagorda County up here in Arlington. It's gonna be awesome. Okay. 2AD1. The 2AD1 game is set. Let's start with the early game. 5 o'clock kick. Toller 35, Stratford 7.
Toller looks insane right now. The Snake Farm is legit.
That defense, man.
Legit.
That defense is stout. That defense is full-bodied.
Yep.
It is. Ooh, they are flying around and played a fantastic ball game. And it's just old school football, man. I mean this in a nice way. There ain't nothing schematically special about what they're doing. They are lining it up and running at your ass. And came away with an impressive performance. The running game got going. They pulled away late. That game was like 21-7 for a while. And then they were happy to just like keep them at arm's length because they knew their defense was playing that great. Toller threw their first ever state championship game. What a fantastic performance from them to knock off Stratford, previously unbeaten Stratford. They will draw
the Timpson Bears.
The Timpson Bears, who were I got a text. So I'm also calling the 2A Division I title game for Valley. So my producer for the game texted me in the second quarter. He goes, Timpson in trouble, and like the eyes emoji. And I'm like, and then what happened? I think this is the most important thing. It's 21-7. Timpson, Ganado came out of the chutes and punched him in the mouth. They beat him they hurt him on special teams, and then they converted a bunch of third downs. And they were rolling. And by the way, they were stacking up Timpson a little bit.
Yep.
And you're going, uh-oh, is this the end of the road? I think there was two key junctures. One, right before half, Timpson scores and gets a stop. I think their first stop of the game. And pull it within 21-14. They get the ball to start the second half. They wrapped it around. They did the wraparound where they scored right before half and they scored right out of half, and it's 21-21, right? It's a huge moment for them. They adjusted some things defensively. They basically stopped, like, how do I want to put this? They started saying, okay, if you want to pass, you can pass, but we're gonna make sure you can't run the ball on us. And they came up with stops, and they shut out Ganado in the second half. And then, like, he put on the cape.
And then he went off.
Terry Bussey.
Yep. It is. We were talking about it last night. It is really cool to know that Terry Bussey's last game as a Timpson Bear will be his opportunity to finally try and win a state championship. Like, that's the storybook ending that everyone needed.
We'll have a lot of talk about this game, Timpson and Toller on TexasFootball.com. I am fascinated. Absolutely fascinated because, like, Toller right now, I'll spoil part of my picks video. Toller right now, the way they're playing, it's hard to see anybody beating them. Also, Timpson has Terry Bussey,
who
and that is like the great equalizer.
Is in his last game. Like, this is the time that you just completely cut the brakes.
It's a matchup of first timers.
Yep.
In prime time. It
rocks.
Michael Leslie, myself, and Shelby Coppage on the call for Bally. I'm so excited.
It rocks.
I'm so excited. Okay. 2A Division II. We did punch one ticket in 2A Division II. We're waiting for Mark Chilton tonight. But the winner of that game will face the reigning state champs, the Albany Lions, who take down Sunray 34-14. Again, a defensive masterclass from Albany.
Yeah, there was window dressing at the end by Sunray.
Yeah. This was the defensive masterclass. And they did what essentially almost nobody has done, which is slow down Armando Luan.
I think he got hurt.
I think he got nicked up. But he played through it. He was playing. He got nicked up, but I mean, make no mistake.
Oh no,
Albany was the better team.
Albany led from the very beginning. Like, there was no doubt about it.
And I'm telling you, it is the balance offensively that they have with, like, we're going to talk a lot about Adam Hill, their running back, because he's a star.
Yes.
I think Chip Chambers, their lefty quarterback, the junior, I think he's so important to what they do. And then their defense, man, I've said it before, I'll say it again, their defense is so sound. They don't miss tackles.
No.
They don't miss tackles. It's remarkable. Albany looking to go back-to-back as they are back in a state championship game. That game will be Thursday morning. They will play either Mart or Chilton. There you go. Those are all 6 of the state championship games, or state semifinal games where we punched some tickets last night.
I went 6 for 6 last night.
Did you really?
I did.
1, 2.
Yeah, because there were 2 games Mallory and I. There's only 3 games in total that Mallory and I had different.
I went 4 and 2.
That's what Mal did.
I missed Dangerfield.
Yep, she did that.
And I missed Stratford.
Yep. Mal missed y'all had the exact same picks in. But yeah, I went 6 for 6 last night. I was hyped.
Well, look at me. I'm good at knowing football.
What's up?
Nobody's ever accused me of knowing football.
Correct.
Do we have questions from the people on Helpful Honda Mailbag Friday?
Yes. can we say Canadian and Gunner is the greatest playoff rivalry in Texas high school football history?
It's certainly the weirdest.
It's up there.
It's certainly the weirdest. Like we've grown so accustomed to it that I think it's important to take a step back and recognize this is Canadian at the extremely tippy top of Texas.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's called Canadian for a reason.
Yes.
Taking on a team from Texoma.
Yep.
And they just keep seeing each other here.
Mm-hmm.
And it's remarkable because I think they are very clearly the first two teams, or the two best teams, in my opinion, 3A Division II. I think the winner of this game will be favored over Tidehaven. Tidehaven's defense. All that's to say, the other options, here are your other options. Wichita Falls Rider and Lubbock Cooper. If you remember, they played in the semifinals 4 straight years. And they were district rivals too, so they played 8 times.
Yep. Grandview Malakoff has popped off quite a few times.
And let's not forget North Shore Duncanville.
Yeah. I think it's just
I think from a volume perspective, it has to be Canadian and Gunner.
Yes, and especially because it's in the cruelest round. Grandview Malakoff is great, but it's usually either in the semifinals or the regional finals, depending on where they end up. But it's for this to be for all the monies to go to AT&T Stadium, I think that's what makes it different. Yeah,
I think so. I think if you want to call it the greatest playoff rivalry of all time, I'll support you in that.
Yep.
I think that it is special what they've done, and it'll be another heater. You're going to be there, right?
Yep.
Right.
We're heading out to Abilene after this.
What's next?
What causes schools in the playoffs / state to have an overwhelming number of recruits / commits to others having a few, even when the games are competitive?
Oh, it's interesting. So I think the question is, how do you get games where you have teams which have stars
Superstars
versus teams without? And I'll give you a perfect example.
Okay.
Toller and Timpson.
Yep.
Now, Vosky Howard has not played, but he's an FBS recruit.
Yep.
Right? J.J. Garner's injured, but he's an FBS recruit. Mm-hmm. And they've got Terry Bussey. And I also think Amari Bruton might be an FBS recruit. That's my personal
And that's
take.
at the 2A Division I level.
Taking on Toller, who's got some dudes that I really like. I think Peyton Brown's a star. I think Isaac Blessing's a star.
Mm-hmm.
But fundamentally, this is not a team that's got star power.
No.
No, let me be clear. It doesn't have high-end prospects.
Yes.
They don't have a Terry Bussey. They don't have a 5-star.
No.
Do you know what I mean? How does that happen? I think that's the beauty of high school football.
Oh,
the beauty of high school football is that, you can build this however way you want. High school football is a Pinewood Derby, okay? There's a certain set of regulations, but otherwise, make the car however you want, and if you win at the finish, you can win at the finish. You can win with a giant car. You can win with a tiny car. You can win however you want. But all that matters is just stacking up wins. That's what I think is so fun, and why I keep coming back to high school football, is you can win a variety of different ways. We're going to have slot T teams. Mm-hmm. We're going to have wide open teams. Mm-hmm. We're going to have everything in between.
Heck, Franklin and Malakoff is going to be that.
Franklin Malakoff is such a stylistic clash.
Yeah, you have a slot T, and then you have one that just airs out the ball.
Yeah, and you have a team that. Well, and it's funny because Malakoff is
can air out.
They
the
can
ball.
air out the ball. Absolutely, they're like power spread is kind of what I call them. So you can do it. You can build this however you want.
Sock and PNG last year, best example of
Sock
that.
and Liberty Hill in 2021.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Where you're talking slot T and just dudes.
Well, just from even from PNG last year, they had good players, but they just worked well as a team.
Yeah.
Sock, on the other hand, their entire defense was FBS D1 recruits.
They signed 11 kids off that team.
Yeah.
So, and same thing with the game with Liberty Hill. Liberty Hill, I don't think had a single player who you would call certainly not a Power 5 commit. You know what I mean? But they got dudes, and that's what's great, and that's why again, why that Timpson-Toller game's so fantastic is that, Toller's working so well as a team. Timpson's working well as a team, too. They also have that dude. Mm-hmm. And it's how does that match up? That's how it happens. So it's what makes this sport so fun and dumb and kind of unpredictable, too, which is great. Mm-hmm. What's next?
You want to talk about UIL cutoff numbers coming out?
No.
Okay,
I will. If you go to TexasFootball.com, we've got the UIL put their realignment cutoff numbers out because they're trying to spoil it for us, and we've got enough to do. Okay, Matt Stepp's gonna have a piece up on TexasFootball.com with some of the things. Notable teams that are going to move up to 6A, according to these numbers, right? Forney, Lancaster, Longview, Manville, the Magnolias. Fulshear's moving up to 6A. Notable teams that are going to move up to 5A D2 or move to 5A D2. DeSoto.
That's unfair.
Highland Park's dropping down to 5A D1. 5A D2. 5A D2. Let's see. Anna's going to move up to 5A D2. Bernie, Corpus Christi Miller, Lubbock Cooper moving up to 5A D2. 4A D1. Canyon West Plains is moving up to 4A D1. 4A D2. Brock is moving up to 4A D2. China Spring is moving up to 4A D2. Or moving down to 4A D2. Right?
Yeah.
Waco La Vega is moving down to 4A D2. 3A D1. Sweetwater's moving up to 3A D1. 3A D2. Toller. This is Toller's last. Their state championship game will be their last 3A. It's exploding out there. If you don't know where Toller is, my mom was asking me this last night. She's like, "Where's Toller?" Go to Granbury. Stay on 377. You'll hit it before you get to Stephenville.
Yep.
But they're moving up
We
to
passed
3A
through
D2.
that like 2 weeks ago.
Abernathy's moving down to 2A D1. And then Shiner's moving down to 2A D2, which is very interesting. And
That is
Stratford's moving down to 2A D2.
Man, Stratford might roll.
Stratford, yeah, got Bryce Braden back. Anyway, that's some quick looks at it. The numbers kind of, I think the 6A number was a little higher than we thought it was going to be. 2275 is the cutoff. But as a result, you're gonna have some shifting. Like DeSoto in 5A is really interesting. So Alito's gonna stay in 5A D1. So you could have a state semifinal of DeSoto and Alito.
That rocks. That is.
We'll have plenty of realignment talk.
Yeah.
Guys, we got 3 months of it. We're good.
Yeah.
Like, we'll get to it. We'll have plenty of realignment talk over the next couple of months. It'll sustain us through the winter. What's next, Pickle?
What is the dumbest rule you've ever had to follow?
You have to do a show every day on Texas football.
That's not a rule.
Oh, okay.
We could like really easily break that.
No swearing on TV. Like, that sucks.
You know what I can't stand
Here we go.
with UIL State coming up.
Here we go.
So, and I get why they do it. It's
Here
just
with a
frustrating.
I want to be clear. Can you give me the camera real quick?
Uh-huh.
I want to be clear that what comes out of Ashley Pickle's mouth is not representative of the views of Dave Campbell's Texas Football and TexasFootball.com. Okay, go on.
So, we have a lot of equipment,
We do.
right? And we bring wagons. They are not industrial size wagons. They're normal wagons that you would see out at a little sporting event, whatever. It's not a whole lot of heavy equipment. It's just a wagon full. Perfectly normal. They will not let us take the normal elevators, even when we're there and it's just us, to get up to the booth with the wagon. You have to get in the massive freight elevator that takes forever to go up and down. People look at you like you're not supposed to be in this freight elevator because you're not an employee here. Every year, I dread having to take the wagon up there. That's the dumbest rule. And the reason being is they've got really nice flooring in their elevators and they want to make it sure that it's like kept nice. This is a very small wagon. It's not going to do. I've seen like 20 people in these elevators. That's going to do a lot more than my little wagon.
Okay. So this is just something that sprung to mind for me. So I live in a house in a neighborhood. You've been to my house.
Yes.
We have a homeowners association.
Oh, God. Don't even get me started.
We have an HOA.
I do, too.
So our trash day, the trash man comes Tuesday morning.
Okay. Ours is Wednesday.
Okay. Tuesday morning. So Monday night, put on my things. He's usually there. Usually 7, 8 a.m.
That's about when ours gets there.
I know this because Max won't miss it.
Yes.
Put him out there. For some reason, it was a Tuesday, and I had to work super late, or I just had something that kept me super late. So I came home, and I laid down in bed, and I go, dang it, I forgot to bring in the trash cans. It's okay, I'll grab them tomorrow morning. Wednesday at noon, and so, by the way, Tuesday night, or Wednesday morning, I did go out and I pulled them back in. First thing, 7 a.m. Wednesday at noon, I get a notice from my HOA saying, please bring in your trash cans in a timely fashion. And they had taken a photo.
Yep.
Taken a photo of my trash cans and timestamped it at like 6:30 in the morning on Wednesday morning. And I'm like, bro.
So we got an HOA notice about our shrubs being not properly cut right. Don't even get me started. They took pictures of our house and was like, that there's one that's like sticking up like this, and I was like, I wish I had the time in my life to drive around the neighborhood and take pictures of people's shrubs.
Kiss my butt.
Can you imagine having enough free time in your life to be able to do that?
To borrow a phrase from a great philosopher, eat my shorts.
Correct.
What's next?
Let's see. If you were in charge of giving a new high school a mascot, what would you choose? I'm
always a fan. This is my hard and fast rule. If you have an opportunity to do something alliterative, you should.
The Lano Llamas.
Exactly right. Do you want to do it?
Still mad. Oh, yeah.
If you have an opportunity, that's why Coppell Cowboys is the perfect mascot.
Well.
If you have an opportunity to do that. So what I want to do is I want to line it up with that. If you can, make it alliterative. After that, you need to go as off the board as possible. You need to be the kind of mascot that people talk about. We talk about the Itasca Wampus Cats. We talk about the Frost Polar Bears. We talk about the Winter's Blizzards. We
Hamlin
talk
Pied
about
Pipers.
the Hamlin Pied Pipers. Right now,
the sand crabs.
I'll throw this out there. Like Toller, the Rattlers, that's great. And I believe right now it's like the only unique mascot we have.
Oh, yeah, getting into in a state.
Because right now we've got, let me run through this. Because
there's only 2 Rattlers, right? Them and San Marcos.
Tigers, Lions, Bears, Rattlers, great, Lions. And then we have Wildcats versus Longhorns and Mustangs versus Tigers.
Yep.
It's like
a lot of big cats.
A lot of big jungle cats.
Yeah.
Like, we can do better. I understand, like with Albany, they've been playing football since, 1904. So, they get a pass.
Yeah.
They're not going to change it now. But, if you're starting a new school, we have enough Eagles.
We have
enough Wildcats.
Yep.
We have enough Tigers. Do something weird. We have enough Bulldogs.
Yep.
Yeah. Do something weird. That's why, again, Edinburgh Vela did it perfectly. They're the Sabercats. That rocks.
Yes.
That rocks.
I think that we need, we were talking about one the other day, and I can't remember for the life of me what it was. Maybe it'll come to me. But I do think that we need some kind of prehistoric, dinosaur-type mascot. Why is there not,
We do.
Who?
Austin Lassa. They're the Raptors.
Oh, that rocks.
They're the Lassa Raptors.
Yeah. That's good.
We don't have any dinos. Yeah. We don't have any,
the Triceratops.
But, here's the thing, is that if you do that,
the Trinity
you're setting yourself up to say, we're going to make you extinct.
That's fair.
That is, you have to think this through. It's there's nobody who's the dodo.
Well, why is Glenrose not something to do with dinosaurs? The Dinosaur Valley State Park is literally
that's a missed
Glenrose.
Opportunity.
You drive through Glenrose, and there's the Dinosaur Inn and the whatever.
Glenrose really missed an opportunity.
How?
There. It could be
and you went with the Tigers?
Yeah, it could be what if they were the Glenrose Pterodactyls?
Yes, that rocks.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
The Glenrose Gigantosauruses.
Galapagos. I don't know how to say
Gigantosauruses. Yeah, it's a missed opportunity. All right, real quick, lightning round, 2 more.
That's it.
That's it. That's all we got.
I think so.
It's going to do it for us. Thanks for spending a little bit of your day with us. Reminder, we will have a show Monday. It's the only show next week before we go to state. So.
Yes. And then we'll have one show after that. And then
we're done for the year. We're done for the year. I'm gonna go relearn my kids' names. I want to say Mark.
Sounds right.
Mark and Hans. It's going to do it for us. Thanks for spending a little bit of your day with us.
I almost said Henry, and then I realized that's his real name.
Facebook.com/Dave Campbell's. Follow us on Instagram, Instagram.com/Dave Campbell's. And, of course, see us at TexasFootball.com. For Ashley Pickle, who's bound for Abilene.
Yo.
I'm Greg Tepper, who's bound for my couch. Vince Young, please meet your Player of the Year trophy. We'll see you Monday on Texas Football Today for State Week. Woo!